Oh boy, I've really let myself on this one. I've got to do 3 recap episodes in one go. There's only one sound effect I can actually fit with this. Oh dear. Well, let's talk about what happened on the past 2 episodes of WKW and the last episode of WDW. Oh boy. So, starts off with Mr. Davis trying to do a face maneuver, welcoming the audience, hoping to having a great match. But for whatever reason, Triple H is not impressed. And as a result, Mr. Davis is forced to fight against a mystery opponent to be determined now. And unlucky for Mr. Davis, that opponent turned out to be Larry the Lobster. And yeah, Davis put up a much better fight than Paul Heyman ever did, but Larry was still able to easily squish Mr. Davis with a running crossbody. 1, 2, 3. Larry is your winner, and once again, Shattuck comes out being all, wow, Larry, you really like to beat up on old people. Yeah, good job, man. I'll see you in the ring again next week. So, that led up to that match, and when is Shattuck gonna learn Larry does not like to beat up old people on his own accord? Now, the second match that happened were the Elites, Jeff Statham and Terry Terror, taking on a brand new team, Sterling Duvall and Jonah Barnett, I believe from JCW. They are known as the Ravagers. And even though at first it looked like Barnett was just going to be taking one hell of a beating, he and Sterling were able to overcome the odds, beat down Terry so he couldn't rescue his friend Jeff, who was subject to... I don't know what that move that Sterling does. It's either a jumping bulldog or essentially a jumping headlock driver. Either way, whatever it was, he hit it and he got the win with it. 1, 2, 3, out of here, Elites. Make up your mind. The third match that happened was good old Cyrus taking on Mustafa Ali in a non-title match. And once again, a spirited fight from both competitors. And Mustafa Ali was able to get Cyrus into a danger zone several times. But the end came when he tried to go on a third time, where he tried to go for the 054. Cyrus not only got the knees up, he hit him with the seppuku drop. 1, 2, 3. Cyrus, once again, is your winner against Mustafa Ali. Wow, that's quite a streak. The fourth match that happened was the Dynasty Warriors, Drake Robertson and Travis Roberts. I'm still believing Travis is a cyborg at this point. Taking on Seth Rollins and AJ King of The Mob. And, well, I really am starting to think at this point the Dynasty Warriors are nothing more than a jobber tag team. I mean, I still believe they're owed a title shot against the Amazing Diamonds, so whatever happened with that, but I'm getting ahead of myself. Rollins and AJ King easily take them out, even though Rollins was in danger at one point. Rollins was still able to avoid a big power move from Drake and drop him with a curb stomp with the 1, the 2, and the 3. And Travis could have run in to save just in time, but he decided to just hang back. I don't know if he knew that he'd been beat, or maybe he's all like, come on, Drake, stop trying. They beat us. Anyway, the Mob wins yet again, and they will follow the commandments. Now, the fifth match is a rematch from a prior pay-per-view that I dub the Battle of the Kills. Now, you have Kyle Noble with Paul Heyman in his corner, taking on Kyle O'Reilly with Bobby Fish in his corner. And yes, Bobby Fish is back. He returned on NXT, so now he is back here on WKW. This was a alright match. I mean, Kyle Noble was just, one-hit KO, essentially. Not really, this wasn't a squash match. But, you know what I mean. He was beating on O'Reilly so badly that O'Reilly couldn't really get any offense in. And a Noble Knee 2.0 got him to win. And, yeah, let's just move on, shall we? So Noble decided to do a promo by himself with Paul Heyman being sent to the back. And he says, you know what, Sky? You are making a challenge. You're making a very foolish but bold claim that you can beat me in a match. Then guess what? Next week, I will accept your challenge. But I have two things to make it interesting. One, three things actually. One, our match will be an Extreme Rules match. Two, whoever wins this match will be number 30 in the Rumble Roses Rumble, and whoever loses will be number 1. But this match will only happen if you beat somebody of my choosing next week. So yeah, Noble throwing down the gauntlet, the challenge, and a fuck you all in one. What a combo! So what happened next? I believe we had the Amazing Diamonds in a non-title match taking on Vertigo and El Peligro of the Lucha Liberation. MCon and Diamond Knight are once again trying to convince Vertigo to leave El Peligro, drive a rift between that team so there's one less team to worry about. And Diamond Knight once again proving to be a one-man army, taking down both competitors and setting El Peligro up for the amazing package driver from MCon 1, 2, 3. That's all I gotta say for that match, really. Amazing Diamonds are your winner, and to this day, still have no challengers for Rumble Roses. That might change pretty soon. And the ending for that episode was Skomageddon in a non-title match taking on Grim Wolf, who's trying to once again get into any title picture. And Grim, I will admit, he did a pretty good job, even several times nailing Skomageddon with the Grim Walker super kick, but Skomageddon still had his number and dropped him with a graveyard chokeslam for the 1, 2, 3. Skomageddon still does not have a challenger for Rumble Roses, and we only have one episode left to see if he does. I cannot wait. So let's jump gears to WDW, where the first match there was a non-title match of Gabriel Pierce, your platinum title holder, taking on Kiyu. Now, it was a pretty good match. Gabriel Pierce dropping with a critical error. Kiyu showing that, hey, I'm likely going to take my belt back at Rumble Roses. But then Gabriel Pierce did a super bitch move by just walking away up the ramp to the back. Count of 10. Kiyu wins by count out. What the fuck? Yeah, no one likes to count out victory, and I bet Kiyu probably has much less respect for Gabriel Pierce now that he's going to resort to doing that. So the second match on the episode, that one was good old Tim Case from Germany since 2002, taking on a recently recovered Cameron Rose of the Mob. But you know what that means? The Mob's mission, put people over. But make it as tough as a fight as you can. And that's what Rose did. Rose brought the fight, they took it to the outside multiple times, but Tim Case showing that his power and experience actually helped him out here. As after an Uranagi to counter a power running move by Rose, one more little, what was it, it was a cross-face chicken wing hold lifted up into an Uranagi. I still do not know if Tim has a name for that, but he got the win with it. 1, 2, 3, Tim Case is your winner. Now the third match that happened on that episode is a non-title match between the Wolfpack title holder Devin Myers and one half of WDW's Lucha Liberation, Psychosis. And Psychosis was actually able to knock down Devin Myers, which, given the size difference, is a pretty good feat if I'm going to say so myself. Gone to the outside a couple times, really hammered on him there, bringing in the Lucha Libre style, but Devin was just too much, as with one hand he choked out Psychosis until he passed out. Thus, Devin Myers still does not have a contender for his title at Rumble Roses. Whether that changes or not remains to be seen. We're just going to have to wait and see for next week. Now, the fourth match was supposed to be Dylan Casey taking on Momo from Samoa. But BoReynolds sneaked out from the shadows, beat the crap out of Dylan Casey, just completely wrecked his shit. And yeah, that match was waved off. And at this point, I really am starting to worry for Dylan Casey's mental state. As I think by this point, he might be at the thing where either he's going to undergo a complete character 180, or he might have to be cooped up in a mental institution. We do not know which will happen. We're going to have to find that out next week as well. So the fourth match that actually happened, keep in mind, actually happened, Chris Crimson, formerly known as Chris Cash, decided to have a one-on-one match with Osashi Hayabusa. And I will admit, this wasn't exactly a fair fight, given how Osashi decided to attack while Chris was making his entrance as a little payback for what happened last week. And yeah, it was a very good match between the two. Chris Crimson even hitting his rebranded super kick into a crosshatch German suplex. But then Osashi decided, you know what, I'm not going to let this guy breathe. So he just did a little jumping combo of jumping leg drops and shooting star presses like he was at a goddamn trampoline park. And 1, 2, 3, that combo actually got Osashi to win in one of the funniest moments in WKW history. Props to him. Now the fifth match that happened was a non-title match of BoReynolds Pizza Time taking on Brent Myers, the underdog of the Myers family. Now, normally how a BoReynolds match goes is that he gets put through the ringer a little bit, but after a couple pizza platters and a special delivery, normally he'd be able to get a win right there. Well, that wasn't the case. Brent Myers actually countered out of the special delivery. And then, one spear later, 1, 2, 3, Brent Myers is actually the #1 contender for the title now. Which means BoReynolds and Brent Myers will have a match at Rumble Roses for the title. And I will admit, that match was pretty good without title implications. Throw the title to a mix, and I really want to see how this goes down. I really do. The main event of this episode of WKW was the Hobo from the Everglades, Billy Huggins, taking on the returning Alistar Black. Wow. And I'll say this, a battle between two people who really know how to kick is a great battle in my book any day. Now, Billy Huggins was showing that he's no slouch, despite his inexperience and the fact that he was essentially self-taught, self-trained, thanks to the art of gator wrestling. He got in a few gator rolls. I mean, well, come on, it's Huggins. You gotta have a gator roll in his match. And several times he hit the hobo bomb and even a hobo kick. While a late hobo kick was not enough to put away Alistar Black, and so when he went for a final hobo kick, Alistar dodged and hit him with the Black Mass. 1, 2, 3. Welcome back, Alistar Black. Enjoy your stay in WKW. I know he will. I hope he does. And I bet if he's in the Rumble match, he can do one hell of a showing. Okay, so we appear to be at the third and final episode covered on this recap. Episode 216 of the network on the WKW side. And we start off with the aforementioned Shattuck versus Larry match after Shattuck once again calls out Larry for beating up on old people. Even though Shattuck, it is Triple H's doing. Larry doesn't necessarily want to beat up old people. Come on, man. So, they're continuing their match from what happened 2 weeks ago, only they took it to more dangerous levels with spots on the outside and even a few spots on the apron, even a superplex to the outside. Like, my God, Shattuck is just not really caring for his safety or his life one bit. And Larry eventually put a stop to that with a double-arm future shock DDT, and it's been revealed Shattuck now has a concussion. Lovely. We're going to have to put him out on the shelf for a few weeks. Oh, man, Shattuck, you took yourself too far, man. Knock the shit off. The second match that happened on the episode was Sky Slash in the match that Noble set up, where if he beat this mystery opponent, they'll have a special match as the main event, but only if Sky wins. And his opponent, well, to be honest, has to have been Sky's toughest opponent since Marty Scurll a few seasons ago. And his name is Infamous. That's right. This is Sky's first soiree in a match against an MMA fighter. And Infamous really was doing everything he could to make sure Sky didn't win. Kicking out of moves left and right, brutalizing him with the rest grapple holds and the painful twisting submission holds he learned from his days in the octagon. And yeah, Sky had to really go tooth and nail, but he eventually got the win after a burn in the fires of pandemonium lariat. 1, 2, 3. Noble should check his pants because Sky win, and Sky is going after him in the main event, and we're just going to have to see how that special match plays out. We really hope you're ready for this, Noble. The third match that happened there was the debuting Davey Supreme, and he's got some supremely fancy gloves. Okay, I'll stop now. Maybe he's sponsored by Supreme. Okay, seriously, what the fuck is wrong with me? Now with Supreme moves. Oh, hey, Dagon, stop it. Stop making Supreme puns now. For fuck's sake. Yes, Ronaldo. Fuck. Can a guy make ridiculous puns every once in a while? Where was I? Oh yeah. His opponent was Kyle O'Reilly, who just last week lost his match to Kyle Noble. And O'Reilly was really bringing it, trying to show this rookie the ropes. But Supreme got the win with... Hold on. Let me rewind back a bit. It's that same move that Sterling Duvall used. What the hell? I really don't know what to call it, to be honest. Anyway, he got the win with that, and O'Reilly has clinical depression. So the fourth match that happened was Mustafa Ali taking on the Mom's mysterious leader, and Ali's trying to shake off the cobwebs of that loss to Cyrus in that absolutely brutal match. But his midsection, crimson red, there is no way Ali was 100%, yet he still wanted to have this match. They're doing pretty good. Ali getting in a bunch of his spots, but a countered 054 led to the Mom's mysterious leader hitting his dive down. That little twisting vertical suplex. 1, 2, 3. The Mom's leader actually got another win here. And then some paramedics came out. The X is thrown up. Mustafa Ali was taken to the back in a stretcher, which means I don't know if this match is going to happen. I mean, he had a pretty good showing against Cyrus, but hold on. You've got to be shitting me. Mustafa Ali still wants to have that match with Cyrus? Come on, man. You need to recover. You gotta just forfeit a challenge. Give Cyrus the day off. There is no way... Okay, let me put it to you this way. If you face Cyrus in the condition where you're in, you'll get murdered. I'm just gonna flat out say it. You might be the first casualty we have in the WKW ring, and that would be bad for business. Stay home, please. The fifth match that happened was Vertigo and El Peligro of Lucha Liberation trying it once again against Seth Rollins and AJ King of the Mob. Hey, the Mob has a double feature today. Now, what started off as a standard tag match led to a full dissension. El Peligro said, you know what? No. You thought you could teach... I thought I could count on you to be a good tag team and show these people how to do the Lucha Libre style. But you know what? You never had my back. I'm going to the back. Fuck you. See you later. Bye. So that meant this essentially turned to a handicap match of Vertigo versus the Mob. Now, Vertigo was all into it. He even did the same thing he did to AJ King the last time they faced with the pop-up into the gut run suplex. Again, tearing up his abdominal muscles. And then I will admit a pretty funny moment happened. He was about to get Seth Rollins with the Vertigo submission, and AJ King went shut the fuck up and dropped, like literally ran into the ring and dropped him with a lariat. And then after a curb stomp, tag made to AJ King. The dominating brain buster, 1, 2, 3. The Mob wins, and Vertigo is now all alone. That Lucha Liberation is no more. Fuck. So I believe we're coming up to the semi-final match of the episode. Another Skomageddon non-title match. This time, his potential challenger being Cameron Rhodes. Wow, the Mob is on 3 for 3 today. That's what I would have liked to have said. But this was a relatively quick match. Cameron Rhodes trying to bring his style in, but Skomageddon dropped him with the deep bone spinning power slam, deep six-like maneuver. 1, 2, 3. Skomageddon has no challenger for Rumble Roses. Enjoy your night off, Skomageddon. You earned it. But the main event. Oh, man. The main event. The match that we waited the episode to see. Sky Slash versus Kyle Noble. One-on-one Extreme Rules match with the stipulation added. The winner enters the Rumble match at number 30, the last entrant. The loser has to start the Rumble at number 1. And oh man, this was a pretty good match. Started off with some pretty basic but still good flashy punch, kick, rest hold, all that. That quickly dissolved when Sky went to the outside to grab a chair. And then after Noble tried to go for one of his special moves, Sky just had fire in his eyes. He put Noble's neck into the chair loophole and climbed to the top, which meant he wasn't trying to just beat Noble. He wanted to flat out kill him in the ring right then and there. He went for the elbow drop, and Noble moved, thus slightly injuring Sky's elbow and reducing his arm power somewhat. Tried bringing a table into the mix. Noble got dunked with a table. And Sky did something I never thought I'd see him do. He wasn't satisfied with just seeing a plain table. He took a lighter from his pocket and set the table on fire. He was going to powerbomb Noble through it, but then a mysterious, spooky ghost moved the table from its original position, and thus turning it into a standard powerbomb. Oh man, Sky was pissed, and rightfully so. But he used that anger to do a rather cool maneuver. After countering another Noble sacrifice, Sky turns to the flaming table, puts Noble up on his shoulders, facing the flaming table, yells out, "This is what you did to me at Extreme Rules," thus confirming, and I can finally report, the whole time Sky Slash was Rojo. And he was doing to Noble the exact same move that put him on the shelf to end the Rojo gimmick. The electric chair slammed through the flaming table, thus burning Noble's face. And then several pandemonium lariats later, one wasn't even a lariat, one was just a spinning discus punch to the kidney. 1, 2, 3. Sky Slash is your winner. He will enter the Rumble in number 30. Kyle Noble must start the Rumble. Wow. We have had quite a recap for you guys. I don't think there will be a recap as lengthy as this ever again. I will try not to make that happen. But this is Icy Hot Jacob Scott saying